live?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Welcome to the show. Proof Whitetails Podcast. So our mic decided to crap out right before we went live with this. So
Can you hear me?
let us know in the comments if you can hear us. That would be slick.
Y'all don't want to hear me. You just want to hear Ben anyway. Maybe you want to hear me and not Ben.
Whitetails Podcast. So our mic decided to crap out. Perfect, dude.
Check.
We're good.
Check.
We're good. So, got a lot to talk about tonight. Opening day of turkey season. So if you guys were out and successful, congratulations. If
I
not,
haven't been on Facebook. I didn't even look to see if anybody was.
If not, if you were like me, strike out. Not a swing and a miss. Struck out looking.
Or you were like me and was like at work.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to work more.
All I got was a pretty morning.
See, the hunting gods favor work. I think you guys got work a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So, and then this weekend looks like crap for weather. So, we'll see. But yeah, so we're talking spring green up in full
Sunday
swing.
look good.
Yeah, that's true. Friday, Saturday is what's looking kind of creamy. But we'll see. But yeah, went out this morning, had a hen right where I was set up this morning, which was good, but there was no birds around her. Went set up on a different bird, and neighbor came up the hill with his tractor, and the bird went silent. So, and then went over to our lease, see if I could strike a bird, and guess what? That dude's walking his dogs. Again. And so I go to put my vest down, put my gun down, go to talk to him. He turns and runs with his dogs the opposite way. No joke. Caught like a rat. And I was like, yeah, I'm not running after him. It's a lease piece. I'm not going to run after him.
He knows.
So, yep. So we'll see. I talked to the landowner. They're not happy. They're actually pretty upset because they read my text message wrong when I said, yeah, he's been on camera quite a bit this winter walking his dogs around your piece. They thought that I was talking about the one time we had him on it last year. They were like, oh, he's been on it more? I said, oh, yeah. Like, a lot. So, yeah, so it was all over the place today. And then I went and babysat the surveyor at a piece of property today. And, yeah.
Keith?
No.
I feel like you got to babysit Keith.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe not.
No, he's actually coming to meet with me and my grandma this week. So, talk about some survey questions that she has and stuff like that. For various reasons. She just bought a piece of real estate, so she's got a couple questions. But anyway, yeah. So, this episode is brought to you by
Blue Chew.
I was good.
Get it up. Pop a Blue Chew.
100 Proof's got your back.
100 Proof works 100% with Blue Chew. Get you a Blue Chew.
I thought you were gonna say Garlock because everybody at Garlock was, telling you that they're finding the podcast and stuff like that. That's what I was gonna shout out Garlock.
I honestly think they're just they tell me that, but I honestly think they're just trying to get images of my wife.
Yeah. Like Foot Finder or something.
Right.
I mean, we gotta pay for the software.
They got money because they work at Garlock. I mean, we can work something.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta pay for the software and stuff somehow.
I'll talk to Liza.
Yeah. So.
I'm good.
Hey, all of a sudden they upgraded their mic, got new equipment. We did just order a new mic right before the show.
Liza's killing it.
Yeah. But no, so it's been a little tough. I lost a turkey hunting piece that I had this year. You lost your primary turkey piece.
I always had turkeys.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost it, but the other one's not bad.
Yeah. No,
they're there. You just gotta catch them on the right day.
I'm wondering if they would let you back over there just for the turkey on that other piece.
I gotta talk to the kids.
Yeah. I think it might be worth doing, dude, because that piece there was always birds on it and adjacent, which was nice about that one. And it's got that killer dust bowl.
No, you matter like if they do turkey hunt around it, they're not that good.
Yeah, no, and it was and that's one of the things. So we'll talk a little bit of turkey tips. I mean, we're not like like I said, we're not sitting here with two longbeards and going, hey, we know what we're talking about. But
Well, I mean, we go out to your pen out there and cut one off quick.
if you look
Put
at
a
this,
little salve on the front.
look at this one on video.
I got 'em.
But no, so we got I don't know, dude. I think those we talked about it in previous episodes, but I still think one of the most deadliest places to kill a turkey is their dusting bowls. If you can find a dust bowl spot like that was on that other piece, that's you just sit there all day.
I mean, it's just like deer hunting at that point.
Yeah.
You just sit there, you could have your decoy out there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little calling every once in a while just to like maybe strike something up. But if you have like that dusting bowl, like a good dusting bowl, not like you walked across the field and you see where a turkey dusted. Like that's not a dusting bowl. Like a hollowed out
multiple
frickin' like a
multiples
bowl, like a deer was sitting there digging at it like a scrape.
Mm-hmm.
Like a scrape that's been existing for 10 years. Like that's what
That's
you're
what
looking
we're-
for.
yeah.
Like, you go sit there, turkey's showing up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even matter if you scare turkeys. It doesn't even matter if
you shoot and miss.
You shoot and miss. Another one's coming eventually. And you just sit there till noon. I don't even think you have to call at that point. They're just all dusting there.
Well, it's a
So
social spot.
So that brings up the fact: is a dusting bowl for a turkey similar to like a scrape for a deer?
Oh, I would say it's more.
Is there some kind of scent thing there that they're all like are they smelling it?
I don't think turkeys are smelling it. If they could smell it, it'd be damn impossible to kill. They're freaking nerve balls.
I think they're so dumb they're smart. That's my opinion.
Yeah, they're so spooky and scared that they're smart. But I would say, to your point with the dust bowl being like a scrape, I think it's more of it's like a social spot. It'd be more of like your
like a bar.
Yeah, like your overnight food source kind of thing. That like they'll hang at for a while, kind of deal. So
like, hey, you going to the Clipper or the Halfway tonight, or are you going to? I don't know any other ones.
But that's something.
Hefties or
Wine bar. Smoking tails.
Smoking tail.
Yep.
Tommy doesn't message me anymore.
So, but yeah, I actually I've killed a bunch of birds over dust bowls. A couple other ones on pieces. Brandon's got a really well-known one. Then there was one on a piece that we used to be able to hunt, which I might be actually listing. The piece where I killed my first turkey. So decisions. The opportunity came up, and I might be listing it, dude, which is really cool because I was talking to the guy that's buying it, and then he's chunking it off or subdividing it, and I was like, dude, I killed my first turkey right there when we were looking at the map. He's like, really?
You killed your first turkey right across the road from my aunt.
Your aunt? There's nothing across the road from where I killed my first turkey.
Right down the road, but yeah.
Over there on Gannett. But that's the road I'm talking about. It's off Gannett Road. High Street.
Nah. That's not be your first. When you killed your dad, though, right across the road from my aunt's.
Why the heck do I not know what bird you're talking about? I don't kill. I say it like I killed a lot of birds. It's over there.
You go through Lyons, 14. You go up out of town, go through a couple, out there a ways. It's way before Mike's. Perez. The house there. There's a field and a hill, and you killed the turkey up there.
Oh, with the cell tower? It's got the radio tower up on top of the hill? That's where Dad killed his first turkey.
Oh, okay.
That's where Dad killed his first turkey. That's before the radio tower was even up there.
I had it backwards.
That's going way back. But yeah, correct. That one up there off 14. That's not the piece I'm talking about. But yeah, no, that was
I love that piece.
That's a nice looking piece. It's got a nice field down front, a little bit of wooded hillside up above. There's a couple pieces along that 14 corner that'd be pretty nice. Anyway, so dust bowls are huge. I talked about it in a video I put up on YouTube looking at water sources. I think that's another huge piece of it, whether it's a pond or like a little mud puddle. There's certain ones that are just like social spots. Um, the one in particular, like at the farm that we just enhanced, or I guess made bigger, not enhanced, over on the west side of the road, it's one of the only places I had actually like turkey tracks. So, um, I think don't overlook water. Look for those dust bowls. If you don't know what it is, just look like somebody like dug a hole and then half filled it back in and it's sandy. That's the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah, and yeah, that piece that I lost. I mean, that was all sand.
Yeah, that was kind of that could have been like a gravel pit, really.
I think it was at one point, but um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't get too riled up about the turkeys. I have fun going out there and chasing them and trying it, but I don't.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
It's not the antlers. I don't know.
I said the same thing.
I don't put the same amount of energy into it as I do deer.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's kind of part of the reason I posted that video of recovering. Well, finally put all the videos together and did some editing
on the Clementine bug.
The Clementine bug, and actually like made a decent video out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
which I got that scheduled to publish on Friday. It's already uploaded. It should drop Friday at noon.
YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
It'll be on our YouTube page.
And we're getting better at it. But anyways, I don't know. It's just a turkey thing. Like I've never actually gotten like super pumped about going to hunt turkeys. Mm-hmm. I've gotten like, I'm excited about it. Like you get to go out in the woods, you get to go hunting, you get to like view it. You get to do the whole thing. But it's just I don't know. It's not the same for me.
I don't know. You were pretty pumped, dude, when we had the. It was 3 years ago today. We killed that bird over at that one piece. With the cremator.
Cremator's hell of a gun.
Mm-hmm.
We killed a lot of waterfowl with that gun.
I think that was like 3 years ago. That would have been like when cartel first started kind of coming on the scene. They were first starting to kind of dip their toe in the water, and now you shoot. We're not even big enough to have them on the show anymore. They're getting so big. They're all with working class bow hunter guys.
No, we gotta like all their stuff, and they don't like any of ours.
No, they're fine.
It's all right.
They actually went out and they quadded up in Massachusetts. Brandon got one. I think Tyler got one, and Trent got two. So they whacked a whole bunch of them in Massachusetts the other day.
There's a different lifestyle there.
Oh yeah, when it turns this time of the year for them, like they're more ate up with turkeys than they're like the similar that we are with deer. Like they'll go out and deer hunt, and they both deer hunt, but they're not like.
It's not many of them that actually have like families.
Trent's got a couple kids. 2 kids?
One.
Yes. I think so. But yeah, and then
I thought you said they were like his stepkids when we did the show with them.
No. Look at that's when Nate let me kill the bird over at that one piece. That was a year ago. Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. We didn't. Well, I killed that Jake last year, didn't I?
Yes.
By my sisters.
Yes. Or no, was that the same? Did we kill a bird last year? I can't even remember, dude. See, this is like deer. We can tell you probably what day we killed that buck, how many years ago.
It's just not the same.
It's not. It's not, dude. Like
it's fun to get out there and hang out with your buddies and like go hunt turkeys, but it's just the preparation for it is like zero for me. I'm just out there winging it. Like if something comes in, great. If not, I don't really give a shit.
Yup.
I don't like. Yup.
Yeah. This one right here.
Me and Nate here.
So before you play the video, should we do the recap on the story?
So yeah, so this one,
So we give the full story. It's actually a funny story, and it's a long story. Actually, it was a long morning.
well, it started out really good. I guess we'll start with that. So
Neither of us scouted this piece. Ben's like, "Where do we go?" I'm like, "Let's just go to this piece." I said, "There's always turkeys there." I said, "I'm out there in the fucking or hunting deer." I said, "There's always turkeys there." I said, "Let's just go."
Yep.
And years prior, we've struck birds there, and
midday.
yeah, and
We've never started out there.
right, and we've had them come close, but never within comfortable shooting range. So didn't pull the trigger. So the following year, we go out there like, let's try a morning, let's see what happens. And neither of us really did a whole lot of scouting, or if Ben did do scouting, he didn't really have a whole lot to go off of. So I was like, let's just wing it over there. Never done like a morning hunt over there. Let's just try it. It's always been like a secondary. So we go over there for the morning hunt.
Slinking super early. Like,
oh yeah, we were in there like 5.
Because we're like, we don't know where these birds are going to be roosted at.
We didn't even know where we were going to set up.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we knew
we had an idea.
We knew we were going back by the Dust Bowl, but
Jeff Fox, what's up, man?
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in.
So we go around the back, and we're like, all right, we got to set up like roughly somewhere in here in this pinch. It's always a pinch point. We're like hunting them like it's white.
Yeah, hunting like
all right, we got to hunt the edge of the pinch point.
Yeah, right by the Dust Bowl, edge of the pinch point.
Dust Bowl, pinch point.
The wind was in our face the whole time.
Yeah. So either way, we go around. We don't hear anything. We don't, we get set up, and Ben does a couple yelps. I think I might have called a couple times. That Ben was doing most of the calling, and we got a few gobbles, like way off, way off.
And then the one was just over the knoll, kind of where that little jog field is.
Wow.
The one
I'm getting that. He gobbled later.
That's true.
So the ones far off, we're like, man, they're like way out.
Like property or two over.
Like, yeah, possibly 2, 3 property lines over. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is gonna happen. And we're like, hey, you never know. Maybe there's one like right around. So we keep going back and forth, whatever, and we hear one
close,
probably within 200 yards. We're like, oh, solid. All right, we can get this guy. So we do that. We start work, calling back and forth, whatever, and a couple hens come down.
Right into our deeks.
They were roosted right above us. We're like, oh my god, like, then he gobble and he's right here, and we're like, we got the gun up and we're waiting, and
I'm like, Nate, they're hens. Nate, they're hens.
I mean,
well, we didn't know, dude, because they just freaking dropped right over, like literally, like just right down over the top, right in the freaking deeks, and it's like shit.
Like they landed in between the decoys.
Yeah.
Like they were right above us. So they did that, and they walked off over towards that bird that was gobbling.
Yeah, it went right to him.
Probably, like we were guessing like 200 yards up.
Yeah. Like 6:30. So just after like fly down.
We're like, all right, they'll be back. So we're sitting there, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. And we keep messing with this bird. We can hear him gobbling. He's just over the hill on the other side of the field. There's this field kind of rolls.
Yeah.
We're on this side. He's on that side, and he don't want to come over. Yeah. So we're like, all right. And we sit there calling. We could see like the hens coming up, poking their head up over the hill.
Yeah.
Well, then they disappear and they go away for a while.
Yeah, he gobbled. They go back to him. He gobbled. They go back to him.
Yeah. So we get frustrated because we've been there for like 3 hours trying to get this bird in.
Yeah, which is like means it's only like 7 o'clock, 7:30.
But still, it's frustrating. You were there for 3 hours.
Yeah. And
so we're like, all right, we just gotta see where this guy's at and see if we can make a move on him. I don't know, rookie mistake, whatever. I don't care. We did something.
I think it's just the wrong fucking timing, dude. I think it was like literally just stupid dumb luck.
So we go over there, we sneak up the side, and we see this bird. And we tuck back into the woods, and we're glassing him. We're like, all right. Ben lets off a couple calls. I don't really remember remember if he responded or not.
He didn't respond, and that's why I was like, oh, maybe he moved off.
So,
And then I slunk back up to the ridge and I glassed, and then I ran back to you because I'm like, the hens are like right over, like they're like coming up the knoll as I was like poking my head over, and the only thing I could see of him was his fan. I could see the hens coming up, and I could see his fan, and I'm like,
and I'm
shit. I almost like dropped down and was like,
I gotta go get, or we gotta go get the decoys and bring them here.
Yep.
Because I'm like, they're gonna see them decoys and they're not gonna fucking come to us.
So basically, it's what happens. So they start coming over the knoll. Here come the hens. Perfect.
I went and got the
range
decoy.
them. I range them.
I went and got the decoy.
The one.
I got one decoy.
That one hen. Yep.
And I ran over, stuck it in the ground, hoping it would draw them over because it was closer than those ones.
Dude, I wish we had like the video of this because it would have been so comical. And then, so we get like just get the decoy staked in as Nate's coming around the corner with the decoy, and I'm like, plop it in. I said they're freaking coming because we thought they disappeared because he kind of stopped talking. Yeah. And I was like, he's like, you want me to go get the? I said, yeah, go get the decoy. And you're coming back around. And I'm like, and we get down, and I have my rangefinder. Here come the hens over the knob, and I range them, and they're like 42 yards. And I tell Nate, I was like, I think there's only one Tom. I said, he's like at 42 yards. I said, if he comes right where those freaking hens come, level him. Hens come over. They're kind of milling around, and they're kind of working down toward the decoys, and we're like, son of a bitch.
And then where we were originally set up,
and then boom, here he comes, top of the knoll, fan. And Nate's like, I can see him really good. 72 yards. Nope. I'm like, dude, he's like 72 yards.
The cremator can reach. Nah, I couldn't reach that.
Yeah. But yeah, and then so as soon as he gets just about to where he came up, because he came up a little bit further out.
As soon as he saw those decoys,
folded into like that quarter strut and fucking ran, dude. Like 100 miles an hour right down toward the decoys. And we can't see because it's like a bend corner. So Nate and me, we jump up.
Well, we were talking. As soon as he started sprinting towards those other decoys, we were like, as soon as he clears that point, we gotta sprinting down to that point, and we're going to range how far he is from the decoys.
Mm-hmm. So we get down there, and then I can't find my rangefinder. Like, I left it up at the log or whatever the fuck. We get there, and Nate's like, he's like, how far do you think it is? I'm like, I don't know, probably like 50. And I forget, we ranged it. I forget how far it was, 65 maybe or something. And he's over there. He's like humping the freaking decoy, beating the shit out of it, standing on top of it. And me and Nate get down on a knee, and he's like, we're going 1, 2, 3. I'm ready. I'm like, sure. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. And I don't even think we ran the decoy. He just kind of took off running and ran up the side. You ripped one more. I ripped one more. Or whatever. I forget what the shot count was, but it was. We threw a lot of lead at this bird and didn't even fucking.
It got western.
It got western really quick.
Because we were both frustrated and we were both really wanted that turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I saw his beard.
Oh, he was a freaking roper, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then to make this even more crazy.
Oh yeah, the story continues. Yeah. I almost ended it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story continues.
So we start body searching for this bird for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we're going from property line to property line. I mean, like, Ben's going 200 yards that way.
Grid searching.
I'm going 200 yards this way, and we're coming back, and we're meeting together, and we're grid searching, zigzagging, back and forth.
Yep.
We can't find this fucking turkey.
Yep. And again, they don't bleed and shit, worth the damn. So it's a body search. We're looking in rose bushes and
we're looking at crows. We're looking at
where the crows are circling and calling.
So we come back. So after all of that,
yeah,
we're probably. So this was all at what, like 9:30, 10 a.m.
Yeah, we're back at about 10:15.
We come back to where we originally started.
Yep.
And we don't sit back into the
against that maple tree or whatever we were against.
Where we were. We sit right in the field, probably 10 yards from the decoys.
Yeah.
Ben's like, well, that sucks. You want a cigar? And I was like, he's like, I saved.
I
it
got a
for
little
him."
coffee left, and I got a cigar.
Yeah, you're like, you know, these were supposed to be victory cigars, but fuck it, you know.
Yep.
So you hand me a cigar, and we're sitting there smoking them, and we're just like, wow, we suck.
Yeah, that
You
fucking
know,
blew.
we like suck. Something terrible. Going back and forth of what we could have done better, like a lot. And all of a sudden, I just kind of look up across the field, and I'm like, Ben, I'm like, is that a turkey? And he looks over and he goes, I think so. And it just starts walking down the edge, like across the field. And we're like, holy shit. So he pulls up the binoculars. He goes, oh my God, it's got a rope on it. I'm like, all right, get back. And the decoys he can see. And this was the turkeys that were way off.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were the ones that were way off. And they were actually just coming to our point.
And Nate's
earlier, the Dust Bowl. I'm like, what do we do? Ben's like, just lay down. And I'm like, okay. So we just lay down in the middle of this field, in the wide open. Like, there was a little, probably shadow.
6 inches of grass.
Yeah, 6 inches of grass. But there was probably a little shade on us.
Yeah, because the sun was behind us, sure.
A little bit, like, coming around the edge there.
Yep.
But we just laid down like logs.
Yep. Laid flat on our back.
And this turkey saw us. And before we laid down, was actually, like, it started, like, moving.
Like, running.
Like, fast at us. We're like, holy shit. And this bird had what, like a 10, 11-inch beard?
It was this bird?
It had like what?
It was this bird?
1-inch spurs on it, didn't it?
Inch and an eighth, yeah. My
Inch
best
and
set
an
of spurs.
Had beautiful white tip or black tips on it.
Yeah, beautiful ivories with the tips.
So we just lay down, and this bird comes right in. And then a second bird comes out of the same.
So he's at about 50 yards. The bird's closing quick. And Nate's like, I don't got any ammo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we're laying on our backs and looking over our toes at this bird running across the field at us.
I brought 3 rounds.
Nate's like, I don't got any ammo.
I shot them all at that first bird.
And I'm like, I feel in the tube, and I'm like, I only got one in the chamber. And I was like, you want me to kill him? Nate's like, frickin' kill him, dude. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden the bird gets like within gun range, and then the other bird gobbles when he hits the field.
And then we both kind of look, and he's where that bird came out.
Yeah.
Which we had 2 birds gobbling like
a
couple properties over.
Yep.
You remember from previous in the.
So he comes running right in our frickin' laps at like 10 yards.
If I had ammo, we could have waited for the second bird and doubled it.
Oh, 100%. And so we're sitting there, and I see this other bird like closing, like the bird's like within almost 50 yards of the second bird, and the other one's beating up the decoy and shit. And I'm like Nate, I better kill this bird before the other bird gets in here.
You didn't say that. We were sitting there silent, and I couldn't do anything. I'm just laying there like a log because I don't think I have any ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So all I remember from my point of view is the bird was beating up the decoy. Then the bird's head turned away, and then the back of his head was towards us. And you stood up,
like sat right up out of my seat, and
the barrel of your gun was probably 5 yards from the back of that turkey's head, and you crushed it. And
on the back of his head off.
Yeah,
literally. Yeah.
It was wild.
And I'm glad that I hit him because I didn't have a backup shot.
Yeah.
So, and then this is the.
This is how me and Ben turkey hunt. Oh yeah, so here's the video.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna.
Are we gonna talk about the one I killed so I don't sound like such an idiot?
We'll do it.
Hell of a crappy morning.
I don't know if the audio.
And then we're sitting here.
Turned out all right.
Turned out all right.
We're
sitting here, and then all of a sudden,
Why isn't the audio working?
we've been calling here all morning. Had a mishap with a bird this morning, and then we're sitting here, just drinking coffee, relaxing.
Bitching about the morning.
Bitching about how the morning was going, and then all of a sudden, Nate's like, "Is that a redhead across the field?" So we're laying right here in this grass.
The grass we were sitting.
We laid down like logs, and he comes right in our lap, and Nate gives me the green light to hammer him. So,
like I said, it's probably 10 steps.
Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. 100 proof whitetails, man.
There we go.
That was after we
Bird
picked
down.
up all the decoys.
And the
stuff.
cartel
He
calls
was,
we're
like,
calling
right
this morning.
there
They
on the
came,
edge
just
of
took
that
them 5
shit
hours.
when I shot him. He popped out right over
Oh,
there.
man.
Take a look.
I mean, 15 steps. Nice bird.
Yeah.
Nice
Minus
9-inch.
the,
Bearder on her.
nature of like half of his head off.
Couple nice inch, maybe a little bit over inch spurs. Hacking them out. 20 pounds. 20 pounds heavier, guys. 100 proof whitetails. Thanks for checking it out. See ya.
It's about the
Thanks for checking it out.
It's about the extent of our turkey hunting skills. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta pull Nate's up now. But yeah, that was a heck of a hunt. Thank you, Nate, for letting me pull the trigger. I mean, I was the only one with a shot of ammo left, so it worked out. My gun just holds 4, Nate's holds 3. So always bring an extra round because you never know when it might get Western.
Did the auto play in the video?
I think it did. I didn't actually check it if it was playing or not. I probably should have. But I gotta get it. Oh, 3 years ago. Where's Nate's bird?
That was a badass video. I didn't know Ben was recording it the whole time.
Here it goes.
James likes our video. Thanks, James.
That full screen.
That's it, right there. Cleared that spot out, by the way, this year.
You can definitely hear the audio because you can hear your heavy breathing.
That's your heavy breathing. That is not my heavy breathing.
That is definitely my heavy breathing.
That is your heavy breathing.
That is.
Every video you have ever taken of killing anything, that heavy breathing is exactly the same. That must be like you're regulating.
I get excited. I get wound up.
I'm pretty sure I tell you in this video, quit breathing so heavy.
Breathing really loudly.
Let him come right up there.
Are you masturbating?
Patience.
No. Shh. So yeah. So the only thing I wish is.
So this was another example of we roosted birds.
Yeah, we were right under the birds we roosted.
So we're gonna talk a little bit because it takes a while for me to actually shoot this thing, and that's what everyone wants to see, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And also Ben's finesse work with the call is beautiful in this video. But we roosted those birds the night before.
It's alright.
We go in there and we pick the spot out where we think they're gonna
Watch the birds fly
fly
out.
down.
Yep.
We watch the birds fly up, like we had this whole thing. And they freaking fudge us. Like they came down in the
Behind us, yeah, in the
Behind
tilled
us.
field, which I didn't think they would do.
and well, like they didn't come down to the decoy. Like why? I don't know. Maybe they saw us. I don't know. But this bird, I think I shot at what, like 7:30.
Yeah,
I mean, he came from 500 yards away.
he was the next drumland over, at least.
Oh yeah, he was roosted on the next property over.
2 properties over.
He was over at Cleese.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then I was the guy that, look at them Pro Primo sticks in that video.
You and your Pro Primo, I do like them for turkey hunting.
It's a nice set of sticks.
And I'm like, I could waste them right now, Ben. I'm like, come on. Actually, no, I couldn't right there because all that shit in front of me.
Yeah. As soon as he gets up in the decoy, Nate's like, kill him.
And then Ben's like, no, let's make a video. And I'm like,
He didn't
fucking shoot him.
But that bird he had a pretty fan. He had that, didn't he have like a little feather stripe? I think I can see it. Yeah, he had that little feather stripe in it that they get in their tail feathers. That wing feather stripe, that black, that
It's in my
little
barn.
banded fan. But just a pretty bird, dude. Full fan.
What did he have? 9-inch beard?
I think so. If I put the stats on him.
Yeah, but he had no issues with his fan.
Yep.
Beautiful bird.
And he was nice, inch and eighth spurs too. I think he was inch and an eighth.
I think it's just 1 inch.
Inch and an eighth.
Solid 2-year-old.
Solid 2-year-old turkey.
Almost solid 2-year-old.
Right there. I can't hear the audio because it's playing.
Oh
Nate's
my
like,
God.
Nate's like, I can shoot him. I was just like, hold on, he's not going anywhere. If you guys can hear it, you guys can probably, see that or whatever. But Nate's like, I can shoot him, and I was like, hold on, he's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. He's in here. Look at him tilt that tail.
Trying to make that pretty F-box shoot that damn thing.
Oh, Jeff, you got another 5 minutes of Ben waiting. Fucking. Trust me.
I think, yeah.
And Ben's like, you want me to get him to pick his head up? And I'm like, idiot, yeah, let's go. I'm like, I've been trying to kill this bird which it was actually cool that Ben did what he did, because we got this beautiful footage.
Yeah. On a cell phone, dude, that I'm like doing this with.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I can look back on it and I can actually enjoy more of this moment than me killing it within the first 5 minutes.
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
With the 223 that I'm hunting with.
Yep, this is where I get him to stick his head up.
Jeff's like shaking in his recliner right now. He's like, oh, good sir.
He's right there.
He's right there. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. What was he? Like 19, 20 yards? He wasn't that far. He was just.
I don't even think he was 20, dude. I think he was like 15.
Yeah, well, he was pretty close.
He might have been 20. I don't know.
I guess I didn't realize how I really made you wait like a legit 5-6 minutes with that bird in our laps.
They're sitting there like, wow, this is awesome. I think you were just waiting for an opportunity for you to kill him, so I could.
My gun never left my lap.
Uh-huh.
As soon as, because he popped out right down there.
Listen, Linda. I hunt with Jesse Festa, and you either shoot or go home empty-handed. That's how it works. All right.
That fox is getting buck fever over here.
Oh, good boy, you got him.
What's the wind? The exact.
Replay it.
Here we go.
Gotta watch it for another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, good boy, you got him. You did it. Hey, you know what?
Great
What?
audio.
I got it on video. No way. No fucking way.
No fucking way.
So those are the only 2 birds me and Ben ever killed in our lives.
Yeah. Well, no, we got your Jake that I got on video, but didn't know I got on video.
No, that's a joke. Ben's killed a lot of birds. I don't know, half a dozen.
So yeah, no, we've had some good hunts. I think we've killed what, three birds together.
Had a lot of fun. I'm hoping Hoppy's still alive. I have a little.
We got a little vendetta against that bird.
I want to kill that bird.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the guy that previously hunted that told us that bird is unkillable.
Yeah. Apparently. Sorry, Aaron, I missed your comment up there, bud. About 20 minutes ago now. Wow, geez, we've been just watching turkey videos. Aaron says called in 2 birds this morning at different times. No gobbling game and on a rope, all quiet. No kidding. Yeah, I didn't hear much gobbling either this morning. I only had the one hen that I saw. Not much gobbling. I had one, like I said, I was working and the neighbor kind of spooked him with the tractor, but it is what it is. And on the other one, there was a guy walking dogs. So, which I also get a kick out of this, dude. The guy's in a black sweatshirt, gray sweatpants, and a red baseball cap during turkey season. Like, like the don't wear a Carhartt suit deer hunting. It kind of is the same thing for turkeys. Like, don't wear a black tracksuit with a freaking red baseball cap. What the heck, dude? But anyway, so yeah, it's been a heck of a start to turkey season. We'll see. Hopefully, we can knock down a bird. I mean, like, you see, like the one or two fans here, it makes it look like I kill way more birds than I do.
Those are the only two he's ever killed.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, three.
Well, not three.
I don't know. I maybe
What'd you ever do with his fan and like
his fan's out in the garage. I have it.
freezer?
Yeah, it's in the freezer.
Send it to Perez.
Yeah, I should have. I should pull it out and pluck it out and
I'll do it
do
for
a
you.
fan mount.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
You seen that fan mount in my garage? That beautiful barn wood.
What one did we do with the skull?
Mine. That one.
That
we
was
just
yeah.
watched.
Okay, I thought so. I thought that was the one.
You know how many people ask me, is that a real skull? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I gotta talk to somebody that's got like a 3D printer, dude, and we need to start like having those for like the turkey plaques, because those that like polished brass colored head looks sick on that with a fan mount. But so let me think. The one with the wings is oh no, I'm gonna forget which one is which. Because one of them is the double with Dad, and the other one is my first tom I killed by myself. I can't remember which one's which. Yeah, I've only killed 2 other birds other than that. So like 5 or 6, 6. Sorry, 6 birds. Killed 6. So.
I think the bird gained 5 pounds. Wait, die.
Yeah, he's over there strutting, filling up all that hot air.
I know.
But
I was behind the gun. Ben's like, no, wait. I'm like, oh my god.
well,
He's gonna run away. I'm like, he's gonna run away. That's how it happens every time.
I was like, nope. I was like, he's not going anywhere, dude. He's not going anywhere. But
it was fun for sure.
Yep.
Well, we could do it on the same hill because turkey spots are getting a little.
Well, we got
limited.
the lease. We had some birds on there in early April.
Yeah.
I think a couple decent birds over there, so we'll see. But there was a lot, dude. A lot of guys out this morning. I only heard one shot all morning. So
I don't know. It's right after a storm. Birds are quiet.
Mhm.
I think that big storm we had roll through really probably messed everything up.
It slows stuff down a little bit, changes stuff for sure. Other than that, food plots are looking good. Clover's popping at the lease, the frost-seeded clover.
Yep.
Looking nice now that we got some warm weather.
Yeah.
The wheat and rye is looking good. Getting ready to gear up to spray a couple plots. I got to do some cleanup for some clients. I actually got to finish a couple write-ups for clients. Hopefully with this stormy weather we got coming the next couple days, I'll get that office work done. Because the weather's just been so damn nice. And then we lost power, dude. The one night that I had like dedicated to like do work and like emails and all that shit, everything's down and dead. Yeah.
Storm. Well, that was a bad timing on your part.
Yeah.
Because we had potential, not hurricane, tornado warnings.
Yeah. Well, the piece that I do work for over here, you know what piece I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but like all of his ash trees, dude, are like snapped off at like 10 foot.
Yeah, me and Owie went out yesterday.
Got hammered,
and neighbor had a tree fall on his cabin out in the woods.
Probably an ash tree.
Had a no, well it might have been, but it was a smaller one. But it's still, I mean, it was probably like that big around.
Mm-hmm.
But it must be a limb when it fell, got right underneath where the roof line was, and just peeled that one piece up, and it sucked. We got that. Me and Owie were out there helping him out, kind of clearing it up. And Liza got home a little while later and hopped on her horse, met us out there. And the neighbor was telling us that there were some owls out there, barred owls, or great horned owls, I should say.
Big tufts.
They had a nest out there with some babies, and we went and checked that out. But she went on her horse, and she was able to kind of like creep up on it, and she got some cool video of
Little owlets.
the mama, but not the owlettes. But we drove out there, and we didn't end up seeing them, but we saw the nest. It was kind of cool.
That's one of Nora's favorite books, is the Owl Babies book. Did you ever have that one growing up? Sarah,
Maybe.
Percy, and Bill, the Owl Babies with their owl mother. I think she's a barred owl. I don't think she's a orange. She's a barred owl, I think. But yeah. So I found this in my pack today because, of course, the first day out for turkey season. This is the turkey tail, if you guys were wondering. Turkey tail, which is a Russell's 10 50-50 with rare breed. And usually I gotta put a fresh one in the thing. So I don't know how this is gonna taste, but I gotta put a fresh one in for turkey season. Because usually when we kill, I don't know, this might even be from 2 years ago. When I kill is when we drink out of this. So kind of like our unofficial kill bottle. Still got good pop.
Yeah. Got a little bit of it.
See how the turkey tail's tasting. Still smells good. Did I get those?
Just about right.
Just a little bit heavy on mine. Sorry,
That's all
Nate.
right.
So turkey tail, I usually got that in the pack. It's a nice little kind of celebration with a cigar, and you break out the turkey tail or whatever.
I was just gonna say that, and the cigar is probably beautiful.
Yeah, I got that idea from watching the Pinhoti Project. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I would highly recommend that to anybody on YouTube. I can't remember the guy's name, but Pinhoti is the Native American word for wild turkey.
Oh, okay.
So he does the turkey in every state. It helps guys get their U.S. slam on turkeys. So they hunt all over the country, like everywhere, to get every state. And I think it's 48 because there's no turkeys in Hawaii and there's no turkeys in Alaska. So it's all 48 states to get the Pinhoti. I think that's how it is. I know it's like 48, but
That's insane.
it's a lot of birds, dude. Like that's just a lot of birds, like as a total volume.
Damn.
But
Good for those guys.
and I got talking to Derek about it. Like some of the states, like Idaho, nobody hunts turkeys, dude. They're like almost like vermin. Like they're only around town. They're not like way back up in the mountains, and like nobody hunts them because they're just everywhere, you know. And then you get to different states like. Here the cartel guys, they talk about like Maine and New Hampshire, how it's all different. Nobody hunts turkeys up there. It's the same if you get north of Syracuse. There's not a lot of people that hunt them up in the Adirondacks. There's a lot more birds.
Yeah.
Oswego in St. Lawrence County, there's a ton. Jefferson County, that's what we should do. I should call my cousin that's got the big dairy farm up in Jefferson County. We should go up there.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Be like, Todd, where's the birds at, Todd?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. I thought about doing that. Because I don't think I would ever do like a Pinhoti thing where I hit every state. But I thought about trying to kill a bird in every, how we have like 9 wildlife management units?
Yeah.
Like killing a bird in region 9, killing a bird in region 8. Like being able to hit one in every region for New York State.
That'd be badass.
That'd be pretty, kind of unique.
Yeah.
You have to go all over the state a little bit. But that's kind of my idea with it.
Maybe when the kids get a little older.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We'll start going to PA because we can take the kids when they're like 5 to go hunt turkeys in PA.
Yeah.
Youth season, we're going to PA.
Owen's down.
Quick, hold this shotgun. We'll just shoot some, what is it? What do they run on the 410s? Tungsten?
Yeah.
The TSS loads.
Yeah.
But I've always thought about doing that. And the bow. I mean, we've talked about the bow. We talked about that this year. I think we're going to try to do that. One of us will carry the bow. They'll be up first. Or if the bird hangs up, the shotguns for the over the top.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
still smells good, dude. Like whiskey doesn't go bad.
I don't think so.
Little turkey tail.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. Tastes better when you're sitting there with a cigar and a bird, though. Eric Thomas comments in, said nice. I would go, would be fun. Yeah, I think the every region in New York would be a cool kind of slam, you know. And again, the cool thing about it too is, it might not be limited. I would always like to kill a bird in the fall. Never had the opportunity to. I've always been like a day or two, like behind or in front of season with the bow, and it's never lined up right.
That's tough. I mean, cause
I don't know if I'll go chase them with the shotgun because I'm deer hunting. Like we talked about in the beginning, dude. Like it's different for us. You know, deer are that's our crack.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Turkeys are fun.
Do you want to shoot them?
Yeah, I would shoot one in the fall if the opportunity came up with the bow. Sure, I'd try it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but yeah,
No.
I don't know. Just a little nervous to screw up my deer hunt.
Shoot that turkey. He'll be flopping all around. Here comes that hell of a 2-year-old right down the frickin' boulevard.
There he comes.
Here comes a 2-year-old down the boulevard.
There he comes.
Freightliner in it. But yeah, so we teased it in the video description, and it was supposed to be here to. So I know we've talked about this before. Nate collects cards. I collect cards a little bit. He's more football. I'm more baseball stuff. So for Nate's birthday, and as a thank you for everything that he does for helping me out with everything, the podcast, co-hosting that with me and everything, I wanted to get him something super unique and cool. So instead of going out and like buying a very expensive card, I decided to have a custom one of one, well, one of two actually.
One of two.
One of two, 100 Proof Whitetails podcast trading card. It's a slabbed card. Oop, not that. That's my seed the other day. That's got the description of the podcast on the back with the logo on the back, and then it's slabbed and minted out. RC custom cards, if anybody's interested in having them done. I've seen people on their website use them for like marriages, birthdays, commemorate special events and stuff like that. For like, if you got somebody in your life that's like a card collector. So I was like, I saw the ad and I was like, hey. And then I saw a review from somebody I know because some of these things are kind of sketchy on Facebook. Sometimes you never know what's going to be the real one. But yeah, RC Custom Cards, I had a mutual friend off Facebook that used them and dropped a review, so I was like, oh, okay. They already tested it out. I'll go with it. So, and then, so when we get it, we're going to pop the slab and we're going to both sign it off. And then we'll both have a slabbed up, signed off, 100 Proof Whitetails podcast card. So, and we debated about, maybe we do it for like deer we kill in the future. Maybe we do it for, I don't know. Maybe we do it for like viewers as like a giveaway. Maybe we offer that for a giveaway prize or something. We get hooked up with RC cards, get a promo code for 100 Proof. Who knows? We're all about it. We like to shout out our supporters and everything like that. So, yeah. What else was I gonna say? Outdoor League starts this week, and the dinner date, because I'm gonna say this here.
14th.
Oh, you got told? Oh, well then I don't need to tell everybody then.
Well, the dinner date for
Indoor
is the 14th.
14, 6 p.m. for the indoor folks that shot indoor at Heritage, and then the Outdoor League starts, I think, Friday. Friday? Or maybe Monday. I don't know. It starts right now. The course is set up. I did a bunch of work there with a mini extra mic for a couple days. So I gave the whole place a facelift, and I think the new piece that Mike bought next door, Pat Curran's in there with the big excavator doing the stuff that was way out of the punching weight class of the little Bobcat that we rented for doing the tune up on the side with the container and the side that Mike used to own or
It's
owned before.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, it's well, you haven't been back there since I did all the. I did a brand new
They needed some work done.
Dude, I did a big custom trail. I stacked up all the piles of all those ash trees that he just had dropped everywhere by that school program or whatever.
Really?
Stacked it all up.
Oh, that's...
Put a new trail on the whole back of the course. So to switch targets, you just have to drive the side by side on the back to switch out the targets and move them. That way you're not driving the side by side out on the nice grass trail and running it up. However, I'll throw Mike under the bus real quick. I did all of that on the back, so I didn't mess up the nice grass. Mike went out and played with it for about 45 minutes and sketched the hell out of the grass trail in the back where the teardrop is, where you turn around. He sketched that all up.
Shout out to Mike. You know? I mean, him and his family going through some stuff. And
On the men though, dude. He went out. He's like, this is a
for
nice.
him to get out there and do what he did. I mean, that's impressive.
He's like, this is a nice toy, dude. He's like, you weren't kidding. This was the tool for the job. I was like, yeah. I was like, I just got done having one for like a month at the farm, so, you know. I was like, I know, like when he started saying what he wanted to do with it, because he wanted us to just cut it up and move it by hand. I looked at him. I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
It's a lot of work.
I'm like, I will help you, sure, you know, but like you need a machine in here to do this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I called over Bobcat the Finger Lakes, Brody over there at the rental desk. He's like, I've hooked him up with like 4 freaking rentals for folks. I was like, yeah, just call Brody. Brody will hook you up. So,
Eric's got a few comments there.
Yeah. Eric said, call one in from the tree during deer season. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I've only got one property that really holds birds in the fall. And that depends. It's all seasonal. Or depends on where the crop is and where the winter flock is at that point. But that's a good point.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, we're banking our brownie points for deer season.
Yep.
I mean, we both have families. We both have jobs. We both have children. You know, it's just a lot. And to tie all of that together and then try to be successful in multiple seasons is a challenge.
Yeah.
So I would say we put most of our effort into deer season.
Yeah. No, it's where we put, you know,
Oof.
good chunk of time. Hence, it's
I
why
would
it's
love
100 proof
I mean,
whitetails.
down the road, I mean, I think we'll be able to bring better turkey season content, but it's tough, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and then just like trying to stay sane and get some sleep.
Keep up on home, keep up on
man,
everything else.
But you know.
And then Eric says that say hi to Mike. Haven't seen him in a few years. They should get out there. Yeah, I mean, he's been running the shop. Lou's been out shooting. I guess he's been shooting really good. A couple of Mike's junior shooters competed in Worlds.
I heard their junior shooters are doing a few of their junior shooters.
Who is it? It's Jacob, and I'm sorry I'm going to forget the other kid, but I'm going to look it up right now so we can shout him out. Jacob Merkel, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, Mike was telling me.
I will get the other one. Actually, Jacob took first, dude. Jacob.
What was he shooting? What brand bow?
Point.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride Ben for this until he switches back. It's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
And then Zach is the other guy the other kid that shoots with Heritage. He also shoots a Hoyt.
I'm gonna get a lot of mixed feelings. I'm gonna get a lot of mixed feelings for this, but Ben is switching to Matthews.
I haven't ordered it yet. I haven't found a buyer for my old bow yet either, so.
I'm telling you. Homie.
Mm-hmm. Stay away.
That's a man's bow right there.
It's killed some good deer. It's been a good bow. But that's the thing, dude. I'm thinking back on it. I'm gonna go through them. I killed my first buck with a Crescent Archery. Was the name of the bow. I don't even know who made that or like who they ended up getting bought by. I killed a buck with a Bear. I killed a buck with an Elite.
My
killed
first
a
deer
buck.
I killed was with a bear.
Yeah, with a Hoyt, and I killed a lot with that Elite. That Synergy that killed most of my bucks because that was when I really started to buckle down and get serious about bow hunting. Because I think before that it was just a couple with the bow.
I think it was slow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that Crescent Archery one, that's my bow fishing bow.
Oh my god, that thing was slow. I remember shooting leagues with you, and I was like, oh my god, I could like literally watch your arrow.
That Elite Synergy.
Yeah.
It was a great bow, dude.
That one that you killed most of your deer with.
Well, I will say this too. I missed my biggest, probably my biggest, definitely my biggest bow buck, but possibly my biggest buck period was a big 8-point with a split brow. It's like about the same ballpark, maybe a little bit bigger than Dad's 8-point with the split brow. Same class. And I shot right underneath him. He didn't drop a fucking inch. Went right under his fucking armpit. And it just was like. And he was only like 33 yards or something, dude. I just freaking I watched it. I shot, dude, and I'm like left and right. You can watch the arrow fly because of how slow it is. And I'm watching this arrow fly, and I'm like, left, right's perfect, left, right's perfect. And then he just goes. And he doesn't drop an inch. I'm like, he takes like 2 jumps and he looks around like, what the fuck happened?
What was that?
Yeah, what the hell was that? And then I grunted him back in, but he was out of bow range. So, but there was a hot doe in there. So, I mean, that was, a little bit on me. And then I redeemed myself the next day and I killed Bud out of that stand.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
I started your skull mount.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now my wife has me do those because they're cheaper.
Mm-hmm. They are getting expensive, man. $750.
Yeah, it's adding out. The skulls are nice. You can take them down. Pick them up, put them in your hands and stuff like that. I think I'll definitely shoulder another couple, but I do like the. And again, this year was a little different. Like, Dono was ugly.
Dono was ugly.
That's
beautiful.
I love that deer to death, and my wife just does not like that deer. That was literally her first words. I was like, I killed Dono. She's like, the ugly one? I'm like, yeah, the ugly one. And she's like, you're not mounting him, right? I hadn't even said like, I just killed this deer. There was no congratulations. It was like, the ugly one. Yeah, you're not mounting that, right?
Yes, I am.
Not good job. Not well done. You can like get out of the woods and hang out with your family now. No, anyway, I'm just picking a little bit. I love my wife, and she is very supportive of. Lets me have a whole wall down here in the basement. Well, actually, kind of a whole man cave. So
Ben's got a 10-foot by 10-foot area. He's got to pack everything in.
That's bigger than 10 by 10.
Nah, it's literally like half his basement.
Yeah.
And it is nothing but antlers.
It's deer and whiskey, and hey, there's 2 turkey fans. But yeah, and then we got a bunch of old hunting DVDs and stuff over there by the TV. Turkey table. I mean, we got some turkey stuff here. We probably would hunt more turkeys if there was more turkeys around on the pieces we hunted.
Yeah,
because they are fun to go after, but you just got to find them, and that's the biggest thing, dude. That like when we were killing those couple birds, like you put those birds to bed when you killed yours. Was it last year? Well, it had to have been last year because Owen was in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Behind Best?
Yep. You put that bird to bed, or those birds to bed. You know, same thing. You know, the other place we had put birds to bed, and then the other spot was just scouting a spot. You know, with a historical spot that had good birds. So, you got to put your time in. You know,
Like anything.
like anything. I mean, if we put as much time into turkeys as we did deer, I think we'd be way better off.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mm-hmm. But the one nice thing I do like about turkeys is usually you don't get screwed into a specific bird. You're just like, there's a good bearded bird, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh shoot, dude, we're rolling hard. We're 7. Didn't feel like it.
I mean, see, we're talking about turkeys. I mean, I do have a planned turkey hunt in Ohio coming up in a few weeks. I'll be going to Ohio. I talked to the guy and everything that's taking me out there, and sounds like I'll, you know, he's gonna let me do some videoing and stuff like that. So
Is
hopefully we'll be bringing that.
that the 17th,
24th. Yeah.
Okay. 17th, we gotta decide if we're gonna go to that tails on the. If I'm gonna get a table or not. If you want to do that again.
Well, if you get a table, you just tell me and I'll pay what I gotta pay.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be like it was last year. Like you buy a table and they give you like 8 reserve seats, like set next to each other.
So if you buy a table and we get it, do we get the tickets that we got?
Yeah. They'd like buy a table.
Oh, that's up to you.
So we need to throw a table together. I thought about maybe even depends on because when I put that up on Facebook, dude, I had like 2 people that were like, or like 10 people that were like, let me know how much it is for a ticket. So.
Another expensive month for me.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we hit anything in Eric's break. Probably not. Yeah, so we got.
Went to Albany on a fishing trip.
Yep.
Liza was the only one that caught a striper.
And then you got what? Catfish, you said? Cooked into some catfish. Some kitties? Some kitty.
Our guide, he was a good guide. Awesome guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was cool. He did everything he possibly could to get us fish. Can't really complain one bit. But he did drive us into the bridge. That was odd. He had a remote, like a Bluetooth remote that controlled his trolling motor on the front, and that thing cranked all the way up the high, turned, and just cranked the front of the boat right into the bunker. And he's like, I can't control it. And I'm like, boom! Oh man!
Yikes!
Yeah, he ended up breaking on his trolling motor. It was raining. The weather was crap. But I tell you what, it was a blast. Going with my dad, just us 3. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we gotta pick. I'm actually thinking now the days are getting longer, dude. Hit up Newman and see if he's offering any like weekday ones, and get out there with him for a week.
Do some bed fishing on some bass.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Put weeds hit in heavy.
Yeah.
Because we actually got a normal winter, so I'm hoping that the weeds are kind of at bay.
I don't know. I went and fished my Hans Pond. That's about full already. Weeds.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know what Canisius does, but.
Well, I know he does Honeoye, Canisius. Honeoye actually gets pretty weedy too.
Honey could be alright. Let's go to Honeoye. My aunt lives right on there.
That's
my
true.
uncle.
That's true. I'm gonna have to make a
Swinging for lunch.
I'm gonna have to drop a phone call.
Yeah, I'd like to meet Newman.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, got another fishing trip coming up next week. Going to Black Lake.
Oh, you moved the Black Lake trip this year.
Yeah, I'm going this year.
Nice. Because I know it was the same 24th weekend or whatever.
No, it's
you were saying
the second weekend in May.
Or maybe that's when you were gonna go to Ohio, and then you switched it around? Because I remember you saying it might have been the
Yeah,
Black Lake
yeah.
weekend.
Well, it was supposed to be the following weekend. I'm like, I can't be gone 2 weekends in a row.
That's true.
Owen. And
It is Mother's Day weekend though.
Black Lake weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah. He'll be there with his mom.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we'll be out there doing some pike fishing. Well, we'll see. What was it? Mr. Newman,
Mhm.
Jeremy, we're on.
Mhm.
Does he watch our stuff?
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeremy. You're the man. I love listening to you on
In Lonsbury.
the B.
So funny story. So a lot of guys remember when I was on the radio with Newman, where he did the taking it outdoor segments, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but anyway, because he doesn't own the rights to that name or station or whatever. I don't give a shit. They tried to cancel us once, it didn't work. But originally,
Our show?
yeah, remember when we got our cease and desist order and all that stuff for a name change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking hosers in North Carolina.
Yeah. Where are they at? They don't got trading cards.
We got our own trading card. Shit's selling on eBay, right?
So one of two.
It's actually a one of one. There's only one in existence.
No, there's gonna be two.
You got one?
Yeah, I told you that.
I gotta sign 2 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like Tops and Panini over here.
Excuse me. So, yeah. So actually, the first time I was on the radio was with Bob Lonsbury, and we were talking about a woodsman's meet back in the day when we hosted spring meet back in college. So before I even came on and started doing like the taking it outdoor stuff with Newman, I was on the radio once with Bob Lonsbury, and he talked about how coaching staff groomed couples because that was one of the talking points was how many couples had come from the Woodsman's team over the years, how many marriages and everything like that.
Oh God.
Because you know Bob Lonsbury, he's got to put that kind of twist into stuff.
Marriages that didn't pan out.
There's a few of those too.
There's a lot of them.
There's a few of them too.
Trust me. I was involved in the woodsman stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, you were down.
Every woodsman meet is like Woodstock, a mini Woodstock. It's wild. I don't know. At least when like first started out, that's how it was.
Now it's gone to the dogs. And
It's
if any of my coworkers are watching from the college, they'll know what I'm talking about. When I say that, they're probably laughing. But yeah, so I told Newman we're shouting him out. If anybody is interested in a fishing charter on, I think he does Honeyoy, Canisius, Hemlock. Maybe no, because Hemlock's the one with the
Newman, we want to go to the biggest bass place.
Honeyoy, I think.
Probably
I
Honeyoy.
would say Honeyoy. I actually, one of the lakes I always loved fishing was Keuka.
Lake Penyan? It's beautiful.
I've always liked Keuka Lake. Super rocky. I like throwing crayfish colors. I mean, that's when I hit
They
it.
probably got a decent smallmouth. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I always heard
smallies.
people fishing for trout in there.
Oh yeah, big trout lake. Yep. So get a hold of Newman. I think you can message him right on Facebook or whatever. Find him over there. But yeah, he's booking fishing charters and stuff like that for the lakes. My wife says covered wagon staying fishing. Yeah, sweetheart, you need to just book that after we sit down with our calendar and figure out what day works for everybody.
Where's that?
That was one of Hannah's Christmas presents for me / us. Was she wants us to do I think it's Finger Lakes Retreats. Could be wrong, but they have like a converted covered wagon that you stay in, like for an Airbnb.
Ooh.
So,
Like us.
me and Hannah, me and my wife.
I was like, that's weird.
I got you.
You said us.
I got you a card. My wife bought us a trip.
I don't know if I'm like. It sounds like.
My wife got us a trip.
I mean, I would
bought
stay in
him
a covered wagon with you if it was like necessary, but like,
I mean, most of the
like plan it. I don't know about that.
the lakes we're also going to are within like a 45-minute drive. So, like, yeah, if I was going, yeah, I think we could probably try.
I
to
could definitely
coordinate
drink
that.
a lot of beer in 45 minutes.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're a little over minute 16, or hour 16. So, thank you all for tuning in.
Everyone was hoping it was a minute and 16 seconds.
We had some good people tuning in, some good comments and questions, kept stuff rolling. But yeah, so I don't think. Try to think. Next weekend is next weekend the. So next weekend is open, but Heritage Dinner is the 14th. So whether we'll do a Thursday show or something like that coming up, I don't know if we'll do every week. Usually we try to shoot for every other, but
in the off season.
yeah. But if one of us
As
kills
the
a,
weather gets so nice and like everyone gets so busy, and then it gets.
I mean, it's still light out.
It's still light out. Like it just started getting dark. So.
Yeah. So I think we'll play it by ear, and obviously if we kill or somebody has a great story, they'll come on and tell.
Hopefully we get it on video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes those things work out.
So, and Nate's Clementine buck video is dropping tomorrow because I keep thinking it's Wednesday. Drops tomorrow at noon on the YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Most of you probably saw it on Facebook.
Yep, it's posted on Facebook too. So, all right, guys, well, appreciate everybody for the support and tuning in. We do have shirts, and we're looking at getting the drop box for that moving forward. If you're interested in shooting summer leagues over at Heritage, just pop on over and see them during business hours. Get your cards, prepay, and that way you get your cards for it and sign up.
Camo hats are at the embroidery.
Yep, our new camo hats are at the embroidery, so they should be coming out in the next probably week, 10 days.
Knives.
We have a bunch of knives, 100-proof knives, some
Sharp
shirts available.
Hell.
Yep.
I mean,
damn good knife.
Damn good.
It's a perfect knife for breasting out and drumming out a bird.
Hold the paper.
Yep. Give it the old Jesse.
Give her the Jesse test.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse approved.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yeah. So
he's always got something to say though.
If you like this episode, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Drop a like. Let us know in the comments what you think. Share it around to your friends and family. And let's keep the 100-proof family growing, guys. So, thank you guys. See you next time.
Appreciate the support.